August 1, 2025. Trump announces sweeping tariffs for much of the world. White House forges ahead with plan to escalate global trade war. Declassified Durham appendix shows Hillary Clinton personally ordered Trump-Russia hoax, used FBI to put more oil on the fire. Kavanaugh admits Trumpy rulings are tearing SCOTUS apart. U.S. to refuse visas to Palestinian Authority officials. Money in the bank. Longtime Biden aide testifies he stood to earn up to $8 million had former president won re-election. China uses dark fleet to buy oil from Iran and evade U.S. sanctions. Big Tech's $400 billion AI spending spree just got Wall Street's blessing. How AI and mini organs could replace testing drugs on animals. AI rulings? Federal judge issues order in favor of DEI advocates would use made-up case law and quotes. Trump signs executive order reestablishing presidential fitness test for students. President Trump actually paved over the Rose Garden. Silly protesters bring coffin to GOP lawmaker's house to protest death to democracy. Reputed Mexican mafia member charged in killing of LA club owner and B-movie actor. Spinning theme park ride snaps in midair before crashing to the ground. Disney forks out staggering sum to star actress over vile sex attack claims, and she could be the first of dozens. Justin Timberlake reveals he has Lyme disease, has performed with massive nerve pain amid criticism of his tour energy. Lizzo trolls Sydney Sweeney's controversial American Eagle ad. August 2, 2025. Stocks plummet amid tariffs and weak jobs report as Trump fires labor official. Trump moves nuclear submarines after Russian ex-president's menacing tweet. DNI Tulsi Gabbard exposes ongoing CIA Operation Mockingbird media infiltration, vows to end it. Tracing it back. Report says left-wing lawyer and former DOJ official okayed $2 million payout to Russiagate orchestrators. U.S. Congressman demands George Soros testify over Russiagate plot against Trump. Elon Musk staged secret $15 million plot to desperately win back Trump after falling out. Corporation for Public Broadcasting to shut down. New Senate report finds massive waste due to Doge. Pfizer CEO attending $25 million fundraiser at Trump's golf club, sources say. Paradise lost. Casinos are empty. Vegas tourism plummets as visitors abandon gambling mecca. Inside Kim Jong-un's new beach resort, where the only foreigners are Russian. Couple welcome world's oldest baby born from embryo frozen 31 years ago. Vegans hold funeral for chickens at Trader Joe's. FDA says freeze-dried fruit recalled over potentially fatal contamination risk. Gary Busey pleads guilty to sex crimes charge, admits it was not an accidental touching. Founder of Punjabi Devils Motorcycle Club with ties to Hell's Angels indicted in California, feds say. Doctor Strange reveals that across 14 million universes, Colbert's show bombs in every single one. August 3, 2025. Trump's authoritarian streak. We're officially in Donald Trump's Mad King era. U.S. Museum denies political pressure in removal of Trump impeachment display. Unemployed Americans endure longer job searches in a cooling market. Guess who's eligible for student loan forgiveness? New ICE agents. Charlemagne the God floats Jon Stewart as possible 2028 candidate. The sad evidence that the conservative messaging on DEI is working. Sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson arrested at Seattle Airport on a domestic violence offense. This surgeon was essentially experimenting on patients without their consent. He was allowed to keep treating and allegedly harming patients. How scrubbing your social media could backfire and even hurt your job prospects. The real reason behind birth rate decline. U.S. Vice President obsessed with UFOs. Cambodia to nominate Trump for Nobel Peace Prize following ceasefire agreement with Thailand. Hamas says it won't disarm unless independent Palestinian state established. Scientists are making rhino horns radioactive to fight against poachers, seriously. 1 million young Catholics from around the world gather with rock star Pope Leo for prayer vigil in Rome. British assassin on the run found in Spain with weapons after crashing car. August 4, 2025. Texas Democrats head to Illinois to deny Republicans a quorum on redistricting. President Trump slams Charlemagne the God as low-IQ sleazebag over Epstein GOP comments. Now Trump is gushing over Republican Sydney Sweeney. Far-right flash mob try and fail to charge into Canary Wharf migrant hotel. ISIS is waging a deadly war across Africa that threatens U.S. Manhunt for former U.S. soldiers suspected of murdering 4 in Montana continues into third day. Lonnie Anderson, smart and sexy WKRP in Cincinnati star, dies at 79. State Republicans not backing down in battle with TSA over facial recognition bill. Kash Patel uncovers burned bags and buried truths, deep state scrambles to hide the fallout. Meghan Markle aides who accused her of bullying were frightened of what she would do to them because of her infinite capacity for revenge, veteran royal correspondent claims. Outrage over the T-dating app highlights the indifference to women's victimization. F1 tycoon Ong Beng Seng admits guilt in Singapore corruption scandal. Is it still Disney magic if it's AI? Florida researchers introduce new solution to the state's python problem. Robot bunnies. Who's the top dog? Wave-riding canines compete in the World Dog Surfing Championships. Die-hard soccer fan kicked out of St. Louis Stadium for wearing MAGA cap. Trump is not welcome here. Ukrainian soccer fans filmed performing Nazi salutes, says media. August 5, 2025. Fleeing Texas was the only way Democrats could block Trump's plan to rig the midterms. Texas redistricting move would trigger new California maps, Newsom says. Media Matters goes down with the Democrat Party Titanic. Trump again threatens India with harsh tariffs over Russia oil purchases. Russia's Medvedev issues warning as Moscow says not bound by missile treaty. Netanyahu vows to occupy Gaza as U.S. touts all-or-nothing hostage plan. Wall Street is warning investors to get ready for stocks to drop. Pete Hegseth's Pentagon is becoming a bubble. Noem says alligator Alcatraz to be model for ICE state-run detention centers. Kristi Noem's DHS adds blasphemy to its list of offenses. Disgraced ex-NFL star LaShawn Johnson found guilty in FBI's largest dogfighting bust ever. Brandi Glanville burns face with Nair while battling facial parasite. Florida man arrested by Smokey the Bear for stealing his signs. Driver attempting to set a record at Utah's Bonneville Salt Flats dies after losing control. NYC education officials forked over $745,000 in taxpayer dough to one restaurant over past year, says comptroller. Australians ordered to surrender machetes or go to prison. Dame Stella Remington, the first woman to run MI5, dies aged 90. August 6, 2025. Trump prepares federal takeover of D.C. after Elon Musk's big balls, Doge employee, was beaten up by a bunch of thugs. House panel subpoenas Clinton's and other ex-officials in Epstein probe. Ghislaine Maxwell, in DOJ interview, said nothing harmful to Trump. Trump says he will probably not run for president in 2028. Biden aide blames President stutter for bad debate performance in oversight testimony. Abbott asks Texas Supreme Court to remove key Democrat from office. Now homemade Chinese drone can assassinate victims, fire missiles, and operate on land, sea, and air. Chikungunya virus, how bad is the China outbreak and could it spread to the UK? Kennedy cancels nearly $500 million in mRNA vaccine contracts. Tennessee death row inmate cries out in pain during lethal injection after state refused to deactivate defibrillator implant. The mystery of the LA mansion filled with surrogate children. Wild pigs are turning up with neon blue flesh in California. Authorities sound the alarm. South Park owns White House with X-rated reply to ICE post. The much-hyped new Wizard of Oz is an atrocity. The Sydney Sweeney news cycle proves that Democrats simply can't win. Where have the Proud Boys gone? Duffy confirms fast-track plan to build nuclear reactor on the moon. August 7, 2025. New tariffs snap into effect, raising import taxes to highest level since Great Depression. Billionaire Apple CEO sucks up to Trump with tacky gold gift. Trump scores 2 big wins and one as NATO buys U.S. arms for Ukraine. Bill comes due. The truth about Bill Clinton's cozy friendship with Jeffrey Epstein and his lovely girls, as House subpoenas testimony. Frantic terrorist manhunt begins across America as terrifying Iran passport plot to flood the nation with jihadis is uncovered. Federal agents use Penske rental truck as Trojan horse to raid Los Angeles Home Depot. Moroccan migrant faces deportation for lighting cigarette with flame from Paris tomb of the unknown soldier. Alleged gunman at Army's Fort Stewart was a sergeant who shot 5 co-workers. The most nihilistic conflict on Earth. Hundreds of flights delayed after tech issue grounds United Airlines flights. Restoration of torn-down Confederate monument will cost $10 million over 2 years, military says. Legally binding. Report says, former special counsel Robert Mueller allegedly living in memory care facility. Woman woke from coma moments before her organs were about to be harvested. The sun is spewing solar flares toward Earth. Here's what can happen. Fear of superintelligent AI is driving Harvard and MIT students to drop out. Ghana ministers die in helicopter crash. Trump rips Colbert again, says Kimmel and Fallon are next to be canceled. August 8, 2025. Trump to oversee Armenia-Azerbaijan peace accord on Friday. Price on his head. Trump admin announces $50 million reward for capture of Venezuela dictator Nicolas Maduro. Trump says Intel CEO must resign immediately. Trump administration fires ex-acting FBI director seen as champion of rank-and-file staff. Video shows Department of Justice official urging January 6 rioters to kill cops. NASA is already prepping to build Trump a nuclear reactor on the moon. The new ChatGPT resets the AI race. Ice Barbie breaks silence on South Park parody. So lazy. Into the room. Biden confidant admits team refused cognitive test because it would be bad politics. Secret Service raised Ohio River level for Vance's 41st birthday kayaking trip. Woman freaks out at Walmart after food stamps unable to buy junk food. SoCal store known for selling Labubus ransacked by thieves. Brit who tried to drown daughter-in-law in pool was in secret relationship with her. Federal judge slams the brakes on alligator Alcatraz. Guess the reasoning. Crypto bros behind WNBA sex toy scandal too immature to see harm done. Eye-popping electric bill comes due as price of AI revolution. Redditors argue if Bagel Shop is fascist for serving vice president toasted bread last month. August 9, 2025. Officer killed by gunman who appeared to target CDC. Trump. Putin. Alaska. Friday. Trump orders State Department to overlook international human rights abuses. Bill Barr, whose father worked with Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly worked on case with Fani Willis against Trump. The Telegraph publishes pics showing Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein in Israel Defense Force shirt, along with testimony of former butler. Why evangelicals couldn't care less about Trump's Epstein scandal. The GOP is underestimating just how angry Americans are over Trump's economy. Trump approves military action against Latin American cartels deemed terrorist organizations. Trump weighs reclassifying marijuana as less dangerous drug. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel has sued President Trump's administration 29 times in 7 months. Trump dragged for MAGA claim he is opposite of feminine. Attorney says heart device did not shock Tennessee man in execution who said he was hurting so bad. Fetishist who dumped soiled nappies outside nurseries beaten up in prison. Chinese scientists create meteorite diamond in laboratory breakthrough. Nagasaki mayor warns of nuclear war as city marks 80 years since A-bomb. Pig and Ford Racing, the strangest 4 minutes in sports, celebrates centennial. Why you should care about someone else's McDonald's breakfast. August 10, 2025. Before Trump-Putin talks, Ukraine rules out gifting land to occupier. We are at war. Bring it on. Democrats ready to fight dirty to stop Trump. New York Gov. Kathy Hochul says, Democrats always follow the rules. Former AOC staffer arrested for trying to incite attack on Jewish school. Feeding Our Future scheme leader sentenced to 28 years in prison. Federal agencies directed to delete COVID-19 vaccination records and exemption requests from employee files. The CDC shooter was obsessed with vaccine conspiracy theories. RFK Jr. was predictably slow to respond. LA County fire captain faked work injury to collect insurance, prosecutors allege. Jen Paywall makes MLB history as first female umpire, donates cap to Hall of Fame. Cosmic time capsule. Ancient space rock blasts through Georgia roof, stuns scientists with its origins. Rapper T. Hood shot and killed at 33 in Georgia home. NASCAR driver breaks collarbone in scary fall after Watkins Glen win. British horse rider Sarah York, 37, dies after fall at equestrian event. She lost her house, marriage, and half her weight to kratom. She's not alone. China airs Xinjiang history documentary to counter Western narratives. Why the Ivory Tower wants a deal with Trump. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth reposts video of pastors saying women shouldn't vote. August 11, 2025. FBI deployed to D.C. after Trump announces crackdown on homeless people. Trump turns tables on Democrats after years of lawfare. Now it's time to hold them accountable. Judgment Day? J.D. Vance says consequences necessary for aggressive violations of the law by Obama admin during Russiagate. Vance accidentally fuels MAGA's Epstein Files obsession. Donald Trump reportedly moves portrait of Barack Obama to hidden stairwell. An unusual move, U.S. government to take cut of company's AI chips sold to China. Vance to Europe says, don't head down dark path of censorship. IDF kills Hamas terrorist who posed as Al Jazeera journalist. American companies are buying their own stocks at a record pace. Red states lead push for Make America Healthy Again soda bans. Do you want to eat fake butter? Company funded by Bill Gates wants to know. Fire at AT&T facility in Gardena knocks out 911 service, causes cell phone and internet disruptions. British Navy behind radioactive leaks, says investigation. Is that a real photo of a forest fire, or just AI slop? Jags kicker knocks home a 70-yard field goal for what would be an NFL record if it wasn't the preseason. Jennifer Lopez throws large cricket off her neck after the creature crawled up her dress mid-performance. It was tickling me. Is anyone in charge of Los Angeles? August 12, 2025. Trump says Ukraine and Russia will have to swap some land for peace. Trump nominates Heritage Foundation economist as new Bureau of Labor Statistics head. Trump says D.C. is overrun by bloodthirsty criminals. But crime is down. Vigilante justice. Trump dresses up as Bat and patrols streets of D.C. We won't get caught. The latest Russian collusion doc involving Adam Schiff is nuts. Roger Stone says MAGA should accept Elon Musk back into the fold. U.S. teen influencer has been stranded in the Chilean Antarctic since landing without permission. Teenage girl strip-searched, put in solitary confinement, sentenced to house arrest because school's AI surveillance program didn't understand her joke. Scientists baffled as new stone-head statue mysteriously appears on Easter Island. The next big one on the San Andreas Fault might not be the earthquake we expect, researchers say. Pakistani group now listed as foreign terrorist organization by U.S. as Pakistani official makes nuclear threats on American soil. Havelson integrates AI into combat system to enhance naval efficiency. Jellyfish force French nuclear plant shut down. South Park shares even more bonkers ice Barbie scene. Abbott says Texas can eliminate 10 Democratic districts in response to California. Feel-free drink is a drug, former addict claims, but company disputes allegation. These Toronto vending machines are a possible lifesaver for drug users and a flashpoint of controversy for some residents. August 13, 2025. Trump is starting his urban takeover with D.C. He won't end there. D.C. police chief stumped by basic question on chain of command. Extradition deal. Mexico hands over notorious cartel bosses to U.S. in major Trump victory. U.S. debt reaches $37 trillion years before expected. Texas Senate passes congressional map that adds 5 seats for Republicans. Texas Dem links intimidation tactics by plainclothes officers to terrorism. U.S. offers $5 million reward for arrest of Haitian gang leader barbecue. Collision between Chinese ships expected to escalate tension in South China Sea. UK to return remains of war heroes to African nation. The UK has officially surpassed George Orwell's 1984 police state nightmare. Musk-Altman rivalry devolves into lawsuit threats and insults in social media brawl. Meta and Mark Zuckerberg tap MAGA influencer as AI bias advisor. Real Madrid firmly rejects U.S.-hosted match and warns of a turning point in the world of football. Emma Raducanu was right to get a crying baby kicked out of her match. The sad secret life of Ashley Biden. Her diary about showers with dad, her sex addiction and marriage confessions, as she files for divorce. $30,000 worth of Labubus headed for black market recovered from SoCal home. Levitt, 27, scrambles to justify Trump's senior moment. August 14, 2025. Trump says he'll seek long-term control of D.C. police and signals he'll target other cities next. Man who hurled sandwich at law enforcement in D.C. charged with felony. CBS News is installing a glorified snitch to make sure they don't offend Trump. Blue states hunt for ways to wring more taxes from the wealthy. Billion-dollar battle. Melania Trump's lawyers warn Hunter Biden, retract statements or face legal fight. James Clapper said, everyone just get in line on the Russian collusion hoax, screw the usual process. MAGA rages as Dem governor slaps at big balls. Popularity farming. Zelensky thanks over 30 world leaders in social media video. New Delhi's garbage mountains become heat bombs for India's waste pickers. Chinese mega dam stops using Western industrial chips over security concerns. China pharma firms turn to local region suppliers to cut costs and delivery times. LA volunteers who document ICE raids are being arrested. How to do it safely. British cops give man $400 fine and 2-year driving ban for riding electric skateboard without insurance. Warhawk senator threatens U.S. with divine punishment. Allies, and jab at Trump, threaten not to buy F-35s. Rescuers detail tragic final moments of influencer couple killed in off-roading accident when vehicle plunged 650 feet down mountain. Nothing is scarier than an unmarried woman. August 15, 2025. World watches as Trump and Putin meet in Alaska. Trump plans raids on D.C.'s homeless tonight, sources say. Homeless people in detention camps? Fears grow about Trump in the Olympics. Hunter Biden said he won't apologize to Melania Trump amid lawsuit threat. Inside Google's plan to use AI to survey Americans on their political views. Meta's flirty AI chatbot invited a retiree to New York. He never made it home. We are witnessing the death of the internet as we know it. China's first high-speed jet drone makes every warship an aircraft carrier. Serious nuclear incident took place at Foslane Navy Base in Scotland. Upstate New York town's residents seating at HBO after fiery explosion on Mark Ruffalo series set destroyed everything. Vietnamese restaurant in London shut down after dog meat found in freezer. Case of brain-eating amoeba confirmed in Missouri, officials say. Nobody's buying homes, nobody's switching jobs, and America's mobility is stalling. The anti-Trump podcast Midas Touch is rivaling Joe Rogan. Does it have staying power? Rep. Anna Paulina Luna says, U.S. lawmakers have evidence of interdimensional beings. Tom Cruise turned down Trump's Lifetime Achievement Award. Bryan Kohberger. Inmates are taunting me. Prison says he's whining. August 16, 2025. Red carpet, jet flyover, and a ride in the Beast. Putin gets a warm welcome. Kremlin leaks footage showing Trump fawning over Putin. Indonesians raise anime pirate flag in protest as nation marks independence. Hundreds may have been exposed to rabies at bat-infested cabins in Grand Teton National Park. Special assignment. James Comey's media fixer buddy knew he had not normal job with FBI. CIA files blowing the lid off Ark of the Covenant mystery are described as an Indiana Jones moment. Why are you racist towards white people? Jasmine Crockett trolled at rally as Trump declares her future of Democrat Party. Playboy leaves Los Angeles for Miami Beach. CEO calls California anti-business. Government documents show police disabling AI oversight tools. Class action suit claims Otter AI secretly records private work conversations. Judge declares D.C. police chief is still in command, while D.C. Mayor Bowser returns from Martha's Vineyard. U.S. government ditches Musk's AI over anti-Semitism. Trump admin lays the groundwork for a full takeover of federal data. The culture war over nothing. Brandi Glanville unveils new face after getting to bottom of disfigurement. Is Deadpool looming? Water levels plunge at huge reservoir. Connecticut woman arrested for staging slip on banana peel in Goodwill parking lot. August 17, 2025. Trump circles drop F-bomb after failed Putin summit, says Wolf. Putin says that Ukraine war would not have happened if Trump won 2020 election. Lavrov prompts USSR sweatshirt craze. Trump says she told him China will not invade Taiwan while he is U.S. president. Hate rally marches. Thousands of protesters storm Manhattan calling for global intifada. Gal Gadot says pressure to speak out against Israel caused Snow White movie to flop. Trump launches Manhattan Project as one of America's largest technology companies set to be nationalized. This feels like World War II. Sam Altman despises Elon Musk. Now he is going after his companies. Meta faces probe over AI flirting with kids. Westminster Cathedral turned into drug dealer haven with cocaine sold on pews. Mayor of New Orleans indicted on corruption charges for allegedly hiding romantic involvement with cop assigned to protect her. The monthly jobs report will now be replaced with Fun Employment Happy Time. New Chinese see-through brain technique offers clearest look inside its workings. FBI honors agents involved in Lavoy Finicum standoff with Bravery Medal. Former Miss Universe contestant, 30, dies after elk smashed through her windshield. Everything was covered in blood. The misogyny at the heart of the WNBA prank that caught the eye of Donald Trump Jr. Trump 2 media strategy. Edgelord memes and cop-style videos. August 18, 2025. European leaders to shore up Ukraine's Zelensky for DC talks with Trump. Trump tells Zelensky to give up Crimea and agree to never join NATO. Vladimir Putin's legs filmed twitching at Trump summit amid rumors of health issues. Mandatory evacuation ordered due to Hurricane Erin. 3 Floridians were killed when a trucker attempted a U-turn in the middle of the interstate. The driver got his CDL in California, despite being an illegal alien. Newsom's decision to fight fire with fire could have profound political consequences. Trump Bella Post as new covfefe stirs Newsom into action. Rats raid California almond orchards. Never seen anything like this. Comey cringe overload. Declares himself Swiftie. Says Taylor Swift's music helps him oppose Trump. Vacationing in the United Kingdom, J.D. Vance is greeted with mocking meme. Superman icon Terrence Stamp dies aged 87. It's supposed to be the best day of my life. Ontario couple's flight to destination wedding cancelled amid Air Canada labor dispute. New missiles, drones and tanks. What's been rolling through Beijing streets? NFL teams' male cheerleaders hit back in social media post after fan backlash. Healthcare provider agrees to pay $1 million to settle vax mandate discrimination case. What the fast food industry is telling us about the economy. The Mile High Club used to be the premier form of freaky sex. Then someone, or something, shut it down. August 19, 2025. Trump arranging Zelensky-Putin meeting. Predicts deal within weeks. Ukraine wants Europe to pay $100 billion for weapons deal with U.S. Trump wants to stop states from voting by mail and using voting machines. Texas House makes quorum as Republicans press on with redistricting. Assassination plot against President Trump foiled. Maine police officer arrested by ICE agrees to voluntarily leave the country. Home Depot tells Florida GOP to stop using its brand to promote immigration detentions. Road to ruin. Illegal migrant truck driver suspected in deadly Florida crash was given work permit under Biden after being denied by Trump, says DHS. SoftBank invests $2 billion in Intel as U.S. considers taking 10% stake in chipmaker. With Trump's TikTok ban on hold, ByteDance is quietly launching AI apps. AI is a mass delusion event. Bezos-backed lab-grown salmon hits U.S. restaurants. Justin Bieber imitator banned from Las Vegas club after fooling staff. Ketamine queen to plead guilty to federal charges, selling drug that killed Matthew Perry. Obama's obscene monument to his ego dramatically backfires as $850 million vanity project sparks outrage amongst black community it was supposed to serve. School reportedly suspends boys who asked what a girl was doing in their locker room. Canadian nurse must pay $94,000 in fees for defending female-only spaces. August 20, 2025. MAGA isolationists brace for details of Ukraine security guarantees. European leaders' remarks about Trump during Ukraine peace talks are driving the media insane. Israeli NSA director arrested in pedophile sting in Las Vegas was allowed to flee to Israel, sparking outrage by Trump's DOJ. Director of National Intelligence strips security clearance of 37 current and former intelligence professionals who have abused the public trust. Noam says Trump wants border wall painted black so it's hotter to climb. Trump admits he wants to rig midterms for GOP by ending vote by mail. Trump embarks on $104 million bond buying spree while in office. Ranger fired for hanging transgender flag in Yosemite and park visitors may face prosecution. Man arrested at pro-Palestine protest after police misread Plasticine Action t-shirt. Texas Democrat forced to sleep in Capitol after refusing 24-hour police escort. Texas Democrats tear permission slips imposed by Republican House Speaker. MSNBC rebrands and changes name to MS Now, prompting online mockery. China says it will highlight joint combat groups in next month's military parade. Ancient temple could reveal secrets of a lost society that predates the Inca Empire. Don't eat these potentially radioactive shrimp, FDA warns. Ukrainian soccer player gets yellow card for speaking Russian. Donald Trump suggests he's a war hero, says, "I guess I am." August 21, 2025. Texas House Republicans just helped Trump rig the midterm elections. Quorum crackdown. Texas Democrat abruptly leaves call with Newsom after being told she's committing felony. DNI Gabbard says U.S. national security depends on weeding out deep state operatives embedded within intelligence agencies. Trump vows to expand his review of U.S. museums. Can he do that? Judge declines to unseal grand jury material in Jeffrey Epstein case. Snack bag. Top Eric Adams advisor caught handing reporter a bag of chips stuffed with cash. Elon Musk's self-driving Tesla lies are finally catching up to him. Hillary Clinton hit with ethics complaint aimed at law license. Nebraska unveils new illegal alien detention center, dubbed Cornhusker Clink. Jewish tourists dismantle 50-year-old Welsh cross, use stones to build Star of David that immediately angers Muslims. Mutant deer covered in fleshy bubbles spotted after Frankenstein rabbit sightings. Terrified Brian Koberger sends note to prison guard demanding immediate transfer after receiving the sickest threat imaginable. Brooke Hogan says police body cam footage and 911 tapes contain critical information about the mystery of Hulk Hogan's death. Trump's micropenis is back in new South Park slapdown. Jake Paul to fight WBA lightweight boxing champion Gervonta Davis. World's first female nuclear icebreaker captain takes command. Doug Ford slams Stelco on her for supporting Donald Trump. I got a problem with that guy. August 22, 2025. Florida ordered to undo alligator Alcatraz due to environmental risks. Trump admin to review all 55 million people with visas. Also, there are 55 million people with visas. Wannabe tough guy Gavin Newsom imitates loser Joe Biden. Says he'll punch sons of bitches Trump and Republicans in the mouth. Trump declares victory in D.C., brings pizza, and says city is safe. They set out to find the American dream. They're stuck in a Mexican nightmare. Turkish ports asking ships to declare they are not linked to Israel, shipping sources say. Climate change is raging. It could be what brings down the Ayatollahs. Bipartisan backlash. Democrats join conservatives in slamming Cracker Barrel's rebrand. Woke is dead. MAGA drags Sydney Sweeney into Cracker Barrel meltdown. The anti-Trump resistance just got its own Bud Light moment. Ex-CNN anchor Chris Cuomo says the Democrat Party is dead thanks to far-left policies. COVID revisionism has gone too far. Lil Nas X catwalks in underwear down LA Street, possible drug overdose. Georgia bigot filmed berating neighbor with anti-Semitic slurs fired by healthcare company he co-founded. German neo-Nazi changes gender to serve sentence in women's prison. Skydiver deliberately fell 15,500 feet to her death after relationship ended. Boston highway overrun. 100-plus teens on dirt bikes and scooters cause chaos and crash into police cruiser. August 23, 2025. Egyptian officials in New York beat two Gaza protesters on video. The NYPD arrested the protesters. Why is the U.S. uneasy as China's 5-strong icebreaker fleet arrives in the Arctic? Hegseth fires general whose agency's intel assessment of damage from Iran strikes anger Trump. In latest purge, Hegseth removes head of Pentagon Intelligence Agency and other senior officials. Retribution alert. FBI raids home of Trump nemesis John Bolton. The Bolton raid feels like a warning. Ghislaine Maxwell tells Justice Department she never saw Trump act inappropriately. Ghislaine Maxwell told DOJ there's no Epstein client list, interview transcript shows. Trump tells reporters he might play in FIFA World Cup. Texas Senate Democrat to use catheter to filibuster redistricting plan. Canada drops retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. Intel agrees to sell U.S. a 10% stake in its business. Ancient coin of Egypt's Queen Berenice found in Jerusalem excavations for the first time. NBA executive's heartbreaking final message as she dies of rare cancer at age 40. Parents of missing baby Emmanuel Harrow faked kidnapping, now accused of murder, officials say. Drunk Brit forces Jet 2 flight from Manchester to divert to Germany after attacking crew. Eric and Lyle Menendez to remain in California prison for 1989 murders of their parents. August 24, 2025. Trump ran on a promise of revenge. He's making good on it. Holman vows to continue ICE arrests after Alligator Alcatraz shutdown order. Trump's military occupation of D.C. crashes into reality. Literally. UN declares famine in Gaza, first ever in Middle East. Losing their minds. Liberal anchor mocks snowflakes for anger over Cracker Barrel's big changes. Postal services across the world stop shipment of packages to the United States over tariff confusion. Why judges cannot agree on how much Trump's fraud should cost him. Chinese ownership of U.S. farmland no threat to American security, envoy says. Trump administration halts work on an almost finished wind farm. Report says, raid of Bolton's home allegedly linked to classified docs email to family. Mysterious ghost ship lurks off California coast. What happened to missing captain? Woman stuck up mountain left to die after rescuer killed trying to save her. FTC sues popular gyms over hard-to-cancel memberships. Shiloh Sanders ejected after throwing punch at Bills player. Reality star lets dog lick inside of her mouth, leaving viewers absolutely mortified. Can I unsee this? It saved my life. The people turning to AI for therapy. South Korea is now using holographic police to fight crime. August 25, 2025. France summons U.S. ambassador over anti-Semitism allegations. Trump threatens to invade more American cities. Trump's D.C. takeover is scaring immigrant parents out of taking kids back to school. Trump admin rips media for calling convicted felon an immigration activist. Retailers are using sneakflation to pass along Trump's tariffs. California's lightning-fast push for partisan redistricting reflects Trump's new America. Gavin Newsom trolls Trump once again with MAGA-style merch and Bibles. Trump calls for ABC and NBC to be terminated in epic rant. Prince Andrew's sex abuse accuser Virginia Giuffre to publish bombshell memoir posthumously. U.S. confirms first travel-associated human screwworm case connected to Central American outbreak. Do you really believe a Ukrainian on a yacht took out Nord Stream? Hunting Russian drones in a prop plane with shotguns. The real reason American socialists don't win. Disney wants men back in theaters after years of catering to feminism. U.S. Open descends into chaos as photographer walks onto court at match point, sparking epic meltdown from former world number one, Daniil Medvedev, who smashes racket for 5 minutes and then loses. Quentin Rampage Jackson's son Roger brutally attacks KOD wrestler on video. Mamdani benches 135 twice with spotter. August 26, 2025. NATO to give Ukraine another $50 billion as Kyiv attempts to cause nuclear catastrophe. Kyiv triggered by Woody Allen Moscow video link. Foreclosed. Trump fires Federal Reserve Governor over mortgage fraud allegations, but she refuses to step down. Trump bans burning of U.S. flag in defiance of constitutional protections. Anti-free speech. Trump's latest executive order draws rare pushback from conservatives. Trump on militarized cities. A lot of people are saying, maybe we'd like a dictator. Terracotta freshman. Trump says he'll allow 600,000 Chinese students to study in U.S. Monsoonal storms upend Burning Man, soak Yosemite, and spark lightning fires across the West. Cracker Barrel crumbles under MAGA pressure. Cracker Barrel doubles down on woke values as it breaks silence over backlash at hated rebrand. Snoop Dogg says he's scared to see children's movies due to LGBTQ+ representation as he asks, "We have to show that at this age?" Lil Nas X charged with 4 felonies and assaulting cops with injury. Muslim Senate candidate in Michigan says, "When they go low, we don't go high. We take them to the mud and choke them out." University of Michigan will end gender-affirming care for minors amid Trump admin legal onslaught. Why AI stocks are giving some investors.com bubble deja vu. Wrestlers lay a saucy smackdown at the World Gravy Wrestling Championships. Universe continues eternal punishment of Tiffany Trump. August 27, 2025. Trump imposes 50% tariff on India as punishment for buying Russian oil. Trump cuts Ukraine off from U.S. money. Ukraine adds Woody Allen to state-linked kill list. China tests meltdown-proof tech for nuclear waste recycling fast reactor. Gavin Newsom attacks ranting Trump, 79, with dementia post. Whistleblower says Trump officials copied millions of Social Security numbers. Man arrested after setting fire to American flag in park nearby White House, hours after Trump's flag-burning executive order signing. FEMA employees put on leave after criticizing Trump administration in open letter. Microsoft protesters occupy president's office as company reviews its work with Israel's military. Massive Home Depot crime ring pulled off more than 600 SoCal thefts, DA says. Florida schools can now deploy armed drones to assist police in taking down school shooters. Closure. 10 FBI whistleblowers, who warned of political weaponization and faced retaliation from Biden admin, reached DOJ settlements. Bill Gates quietly stops providing funds to $77 billion foundation in move that could have major political implications. Burning Man's orgy dome destroyed by dust storm. Cracker Barrel returning to old-timer logo after MAGA backlash. Taylor Swift shows off ring after Travis Kelce engagement. Right-wingers hope Taylor Swift will inspire a new generation of trad wives. August 28, 2025. Deadly connection. Minneapolis mass shooter's mom worked at Catholic school where he opened fire, killing 2 kids, say police. Minneapolis gunman wrote, "Kill Donald Trump and Israel must fall on weapons." CNN reporter completely lies about basic firearms information while covering Catholic school shooting. 4 CDC leaders resign over weaponizing of public health. Chinese researcher at University of Texas arrested for stealing trade secrets to bring back to China as POTUS set to bring in 600,000 Chi-Com students. Al Sharpton to lead pro-DEI march through Wall Street on anniversary of 1963 March on Washington. $100 million Fire Aid LA Wildfire Fund went to many nonprofits exclusively aiding Black and brown communities. Trump and allies weaken D.C. into an easier occupation target. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un will attend military parade in Beijing. Denmark apologizes to Greenlanders over birth control experiment. The markets won't save the Fed from Trump. Slouching into fascism. Hollywood producers stole from films and ran Ponzi-like scheme, feds say. And Hathaway takes tumble on broken heel while filming The Devil Wears Prada 2. French Montana engaged to Dubai Princess Sheikh Amara. Rubio asks Trump for executive order banning Saturday weddings during college football season. MAGA star doesn't get that South Park is mocking her. August 29, 2025. Minneapolis shooter expressed hate for nearly every group imaginable. Minnesota trans shooter revealed in journal he was tired of being trans and wished he never brainwashed himself. Venezuela's Maduro says no way U.S. can invade as Trump deploys naval force. Blinded by blood libels, Netanyahu won't praise the West's tough new measures against Iran. Trump's attacks risk wrecking the Fed's hard-won credibility. Trump was disappointed by parade on his birthday and wants to try again. Woman charged with threatening to kill Senator Marsha Blackburn. It feels like the CDC is over. State agency rips little girl from her mother over a false drug test. An AI simulation of a Mount Fuji eruption is being used to prepare Tokyo for the worst. Lifesaver chickenpox vaccine to be offered to children in England for free. U.S. extends loophole to keep banned Russian diamonds coming. Canadian whiskey brand to close Ontario plant and move operations to U.S. Florida's Alligator Alcatraz detention facility will be empty within a few days. J.D. Vance floats wild Taylor Swift Super Bowl conspiracy after Travis Kelce engagement. Khloe Kardashian brags about traveling to undergo contentious treatment banned in the U.S. It's tasteless to speculate that Trump might soon be buried.
August 30th, 2025. Kamala Harris last seen fleeing dozens of international assassins after Trump cancels her Secret Service protection. Vance insists Trump is healthy, says he's ready to assume presidency if there's a terrible tragedy. Trump's mental health plan: defund, incarcerate, disappear. Trump's CDC fight is about stamping out dissent. Why is the National Guard in D.C.? Even they don't know. ICE is hiring 10,000 agents. Some unexpected people want to join the Trump crackdown. Democrats pounce in reliably red Iowa, fueled by special election hopium. Human microbiome scientist Wang Liao leaves U.S. government agency for China. Pentagon mulls speeding process to reinstate troops discharged over COVID vaccine. An unusual quartz tip tool killed a man 12,000 years ago. Scientists are puzzled over who wielded it. The seas are warming. Cyborg jellyfish may reveal true state of ocean deep. Funeral director who took babies' bodies home read them bedtime stories. Prime spot. Deion Sanders has a sideline bathroom at Colorado, sponsored by Depend Undergarments. Score one for the humans. Taco Bell ditches AI drive-thru experiment. Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson relationship was PR stunt from the start. Ridley Scott says he's proud about turning down $20 million to direct Terminator 3. Major update on the Minnesota trans cult killer's father working at a high level for the CIA, NSA, and DoD. August 31st, 2025. Gabbard accuses Psaki of showing hatred of God in remarks on Minnesota school shooting. GOP rehabilitates thoughts and prayers after Minneapolis shooting. Chicago mayor says police will not aid federal troops or agents. Donald Trump spotted heading to golf course amid false online death rumors. Trump teases executive order requiring voter ID for every single vote. California Highway Patrol to protect Kamala Harris after Trump pulls Secret Service detail, sources say. Pam Bondi fires DOJ employee who flipped off National Guard soldiers. Truth check. Secret Service blocks actress from White House after she lied about her age. AI and NVIDIA have been bright spots in an uncertain economy, but there are doubts now. Turkey completely cutting trade with Israel. Aid flotilla with Greta Thunberg set to sail for Gaza to break illegal siege. It still doesn't matter. Now the entire British establishment is against the British people. Things will only get worse. Show me the person and I'll show you the crime. Rejoice! Planned Parenthoods across the country are closing their doors forever. A U.S. Open player confronts his opponent for grunting during the match. Man charged for over $9 million of snap fraud. Have we seen the last of Alligator Alcatraz?